Black History Month is a great time to reflect where we came from and where we're going. But what about where people were held? One of the central pieces of the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center is a slave pen or a slave jail. I talked to the museum curators who let me in on the story that's still being uncovered about the nation's only standing slave pen.
Farther along.
There are a lot of powerful objects within this institution, particularly our slave pen. You can't find this anywhere else.
This is a slave pen, used essentially as a warehouse for enslaved people before they were sold 750 miles down the river to Natchez, Mississippi.
Cincinnati and the Freedom Center are uniquely positioned to be able to tell this history.
This is not a replica. This is an artifact, and it's the only one still standing. A wealthy Germantown, Kentucky resident, John W. Anderson, built this in 1832. He'd piled 30 to 50 people in here.
Women and children were down here.
Shackling the men on the second floor, waiting to be sold again.
What you're seeing here are stories of resilience. You're seeing stories of resistance.
In 1834, Anderson died, ironically chasing down someone who escaped from this very slave pen. The land fell into the hands of many owners thereafter.
The reason it's in the condition that it's in is because there was actually a barn built around it. And so you probably would not have known in passing that this structure even existed.
In 1998, the land's new owner, Raymond Evers, was ready to knock this down until he noticed the spikes on the top floor. Court records confirmed the building was, in fact, the rumored Anderson slave pen.
Bringing the slave pen into our building was such a feat and an effort in itself.
A group of expert preservationists undertook the Herculean task of taking it apart and building it back up on the banks of the borderland, which could take people from slavery to freedom.
It's not just of the physical structures themselves, but it's of the people as well that are attached to these histories and to these stories.
The museum added the names of the last known people held in Anderson's makeshift jail, centering the story around their experience. And because of them, the docents at the museum can share the whole story, no matter how hard it is to hear.
Our goal here is really to reveal that truth of American history. While it is a heavy story to tell, and it may be a difficult story to tell, it's so important.